because many other people have felt that way. And that's not because we're not enough, it's actually just because the media sets unobtainable beauty standards. We see it in magazines, advertisements, print ads, TV. There's bodies that are mutilated and edited to perfection, which apparently now includes not having knees in this Kendall Jenner and Gigi Hadid ad. In my audience analysis, 92% of you agree that the media sets unrealistic and unobtainable beauty standards. This is why we need to band together and not let the media determine what beauty is or is not. The media should not be allowed to use Photoshop because it's ridiculous and it's affecting society. I became interested in this topic when studying it in my gender and society class. That's when I realized that we have to get rid of the idea that the media that determines what beauty is. We need to do this to initiate positivity, eliminate eating disorders and other beauty-related disorders, and allow people to find self-confidence. Why is it so important to focus on eradicating Photoshop in the media, you might ask? Well, according to the National Eating Disorder Association, 16% of women and 8% of men in the US will experience an eating disorder in their lifetime. This is about 1 in 4 people who feel so personally affected by what the media sets as a beauty standard that they have to fix themselves in such a harmful way. The correlation between media and eating disorders is even proven in the Journal of Communication in an article literally titled "The Relationship Between Media Consumption and Eating Disorders" by Kay Harrison and Jay Cantor. They say that media intake does affect how people view themselves enough to lead them to hurt themselves by resorting to eating disorders and whatnot, and hurting their bodies. The authors say that they are tied to each other because how much media you intake really does affect your mindset on how you feel about yourself. And because of the ridiculous body standards. As young adults in particular, our minds are very feeble and extremely influenceable. According to Jay Waterloo's Emily Patton and Cece Aroche and Jimmy Young in their article #GettingHealthy in the journal Computers in Human Behavior, young adults between 18 and 25 years old spend a majority of their time with technology. This causes self-image issues because of our constant access to media, and advertisements like this one of Justin Bieber for Calvin Klein, where in this side of the photo he is edited and this side he isn't. This causes people to think that their body isn't enough, and then they have self-image issues, and especially with edited images like those, this may then cause people to body shame themselves and others, which leads to a vicious cycle of body shaming and unhappiness. This can even affect people's personalities, according to Paul Gilbert and Jeremy Miles in their book, Body Shame. We can stop this cycle in its tracks, and it just starts with you all. All you have to do is become aware of the ridiculous body standards in the media and not let yourself or others become a victim to what they're putting out in the world. Understand that the media edits the people in their images. Like this woman whose video actually, the video of the Photoshop process actually went viral because it was so drastic. You have to understand that the pictures that are portrayed in the media aren't actually even what those people look like. And so you can't compare yourself to them and their beauty standards because they're not real, because even those people don't look that way. You also can support your family and friends and even strangers by letting them know that they're beautiful just the way they are, and they don't need to change or harm themselves to fit into what the media says is beautiful, because what the media says is beautiful is just one standard of beauty, but not all standards of beauty. These are just a few ways to decrease the impact the media has, but you can also fight the man, or in this case the media entities, or also support body positivity campaigns such as the Aerie commercials, which show real women instead of supermodels to appeal to the general population. So now that you know a couple of ways that you can end body positivity issues, imagine a world where no one says things like, "Hey dude, did you skip leg day? I can totally tell," or "Oh my gosh, look at that girl over there, she's so fat." All these types of conversations could be eliminated if people would just realize that beauty comes in many shapes and sizes. Picture a world where the people in advertisements look just like you and your friends. How do you think that would make you feel? Happier, more included? How do you think it would make the people around you feel? More self-confident with themselves? People would be happier and freer to express themselves, and no one would have to be labeled as the fat kid or the ugly kid or the wimpy kid. But don't just think about what it would look like, think about how we can get to that point. The media portraying them ridiculous body standards can even make people so unhappy that they harm their bodies. So the best thing that we can all do is love them and appreciate them for who they are and not give in to the body standards the media presents. You can do this by acknowledging that not everyone can look like Megan Fox or Channing Tatum. Also by letting your friends and family and everyone else know that they're beautiful and support their happiness instead of giving into society and calling people out for what isn't perfect about them. Like Jesse Scott once said, the human body is the best work of art. So let's appreciate it for what it is and not try to tear it down for what it's not.